This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
We're under caution number 1. A few trucks caught up in it. The 29 of Brad Keselowski, the 50 of Todd Cleaver, the 8 of Deborah Renshaw, the 59 of Robert Presley.
See, that's Timothy Peters, the 4th truck, as they enter turn number 1. You see the 29. Looks like he really just tried to get stopped because the 4th truck looked like maybe backed off a little bit early, and when he did, it looked like he locked up the rear brakes, Michael.
We're under caution number 2, and that is because of the 46 of Dennis Setzer tagging the wall.
It appeared he had a tire go down, right front flat.
Well, you could be one of the smartest guys in the booth then, because I think you called this early on.
I'm not sure that I would be able to equal up to Bob Dillon.
No, they think he might have run over something on the racetrack, so his crew member is taking that right front tire to Goodyear right now to see exactly what happened to it, but a tough break for Dennis Setzer.
There's no way that it could be a camber issue that quick into the run.
I wouldn't think so. And remember, he made a little bit of contact with Mike Skinner. It didn't seem like it was all that much contact. Most of that damage is from where he got up against the wall, but I doubt that he hit.
And welcome back to Martinsville Speedway. We're under our 3rd caution of the day as 24 getting spun around coming out of turn number 2. Let's go down trackside to Bob Dillner.
Wrong with the transmission. Maybe the way. Oh, caution.
21 truck of Mike Harmon back in the fence. You see the safer barriers here, just like most of the other racetracks we go to. They've installed the safer barriers.
On the right side to try to tighten that thing up. They'll go up in air pressure on the right front.
Jim Topham, as you mentioned, coming down pit road.
He had a flat tire and barely was able to get out of the way of the leaders. Kind of got tight.
You know, there's our leader, Ricky Craven. Bobby Labonte right in his rear bumper.
Yellow.
Got trouble.
Going sideways while on the racetrack. Yellow's out.
Problems again with the 24. That's Casey Kingsland spinning around, bringing out our 5th caution, or 3rd caution for the 24 of Kingsland being brought out. This is the 6th caution of the day now.
Is this 3 strikes you're out?
Well, I'm not sure, but baseball they do that.
Well, he's kind of slow, so it might do him a favor about it.
Take a look now at why we are under our 6th caution of the day.
3 wide. David Starr was in the middle. Terry Cook on the outside. The 24 truck on the inside.
Here comes the leader. Look at there. Had to jump the curb.
It looked like maybe the 22 truck was the closest to him. Maybe Bill Lester made a slip.
7th caution of the day coming out. The 07 getting spun around in turn number 2. And some Sean Murphy having problems.
Now, Phil, you said something very interesting earlier. This race was won by the truck that pitted on lap 140 last time we were here. It's 135. We'll go.
Robert Presley gets nerfed a little bit. Oh. Bobbert gets turned around.
He couldn't quite hang on to his. He got a little shot in the side from Huffman there. I didn't really see what led up to it.
Dennis Setzer is back on the racetrack. Sorry, Rick.
Other than they were racing for the curb, Phil.
They were.
They were both racing for the curb.
Racing for the curb.
Take a look at why the 8th caution of the day has come out on lap 141.
It's a little bit after the fact there. They made contact prior to this view. Ah, here we go.
There we go.
Oh, yeah, just a good old-fashioned race for the curb.
Yeah, Robert on the inside of the racetrack. Robert came down. Robert Huffman on the inside of the racetrack. Robert Presley came down. They made a little contact. That was a battle for the 3rd position.
And if you remember 2 years ago at this racetrack, Carl Edwards was a rookie and jumped the curb and hit a couple guys and knocked him out of the race. Now Robert Huffman jumps the curb and bumps Robert Presley.
Well, the reason he jumped the curb is because he was forced down there. He was trying to get away from Robert Presley. Robert obviously felt like he was going.
Thanks, Mikey.
Let's take a look at why we're under caution. We went to caution, or went to break just as this took place.
Here's Ted Musgrave. He's got to the inside of David Starr. Bobby Hamilton tries to go in that same hole. See, he bumps into the curb, and every time you hit that curb, it shoots you out there, and he made contact with David Starr. If Bobby hadn't hit the curb, they probably would have went through there with no problem. But watch you see Bobby's going to clip the curb right there. Just pushes him out a little bit into David Starr. Unfortunately, David, the recipient of a spin here, and he tried to get back going, was not quite able to do that, end up a lap down.
Could add his name to the Triple Crown.
We've got 2 of the top 3 trucks right now in this field that have an opportunity to join that exclusive list of 11.
Here's Todd Bodine leading that field. Oh, bumping and banging going on. Terry Cook in the number 10 looked like he had some problems in Shane or Sean Murphy getting spun sideways.
Right here on the front straightaway, the yellow flag will fly.
Caution comes out. That's the 10th different caution. Now Todd Bodine may be saying to himself, should we have pitted?
He's moved his way back into the 13th position. He's in no way, I don't think, in contention to win this race. If he can get back to a good top 10 finish, I think he will be doing extremely well. But Chad Chaffin's doing a pretty good job. He wasn't able to keep Bobby Labonte behind him, but he's doing a pretty good job with some really good trucks with fresher tires behind him.
As is Robert Huffman. That truck, he's got old tires. Wow, these guys are serious about that spot.
Yeah. Oh, Bobby Hamilton's about to get turned around, and he does.
Bobby Hamilton spun around. He tries to keep the truck going, tries to stay green, but no, it doesn't. And they've got damage to the front of that truck. They're going to have to do a lot of work to get him back out and keep a respectable position.
Bobby will have to make his way to pit road here. We've got 21 trucks on the lead lap. Wow, Bobby, he ran into the back of Terry Cook, pushed him through the corner. They're trying to get by the lap truck. Then Bobby kind of turned back to the inside. Robert Huffman was there. They made contact. That's what turned Bobby Hamilton around.
Racing remain. Bobby Labonte, Ricky Craven. Craven looking on the inside, and look at Ron Hornaday Jr. go to the outside on the restart.
We talk about him being the king of the restart, so let's see if we can make the outside work.
A drag race down the backstretch. Ron Hornaday on the outside, Ricky Craven on the inside. Bobby Labonte just in front of him.
And Bobby Labonte saying, there you go, Cat. There you go, fellas. Just run side by side for a couple laps. Give me a little bit of breathing room here, and I'll drive off with my first Craftsman Truck Series victory. Craven's got the inside line. He will prevail in this battle.
Ron Hornaday's not going to give up without this fight here. Not going to be able to make it work.
And now he's going to move him. Ron Hornaday comes behind Ricky Craven, bumps him, doesn't get him sideways. And so now, as they come across the start-finish line, 3 laps of racing to go, it's Bobby Labonte in front of Ricky Craven and Ron Hornaday.
And, gentlemen, if you'll notice, the 5th place truck is Todd Bodine. He has made his way to the back bumper and by Chad Chaffin into the 3rd turn. Yeah. He's back up to 4th. I never saw it coming, Phil.
No, we doubted them. We doubted Todd Bodine and Tony Furr, so that had to be a big mistake. But there he is, back in front of the truck that was right behind him on that before that pit stop.
Terry Cook was sideways there. He's able to keep it straight as Mike Skinner gets the pass on him. Now coming to the start-finish line, the white flag will fly for Bobby Labonte. Just over a half mile to go before his first win in the Truck Series.
Ricky Craven pulled right up to Bobby Labonte's bumper. Bobby's got to stay on the bottom of the racetrack.
It's Bobby Labonte, Ricky Craven, Ron Hornaday coming through 3 and 4. Bobby Labonte right on the curb. He doesn't want to make a mistake. Coming at him, turn number 4. The checkered flag flies, and Bobby Labonte will win the Kroger 250. Great side-by-side racing between the 1 of Ted Musgrave and the 15 of Shane Meal. When they went across the stripe, it was a dead heat. They were side-by-side going across the start-finish line.
I couldn't figure out who was ahead, and the scoring monitor shows them tied.
Exactly tied.
Has there ever been a tie before?
Years ago, there was a tie, I think, with Cale Yarborough and Buddy Baker at Daytona for the 3rd position. That's the only tie I ever remember in NASCAR.
That had to be a tie.
Bobby Labonte.
He wants the checkered flag.
Asking the flag man for the checkered flag.
And our list has just grown.
Wendy.
The flagman doesn't want to give it.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.